Nightmares of door-to-door sale. Dun, 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 dun. Sorry about that. That was really bad. But my name's Sir Turd Baby. Basically talking about my first sale ever. And some of you might be thinking, why is that a nightmare? Well, really, it wasn't about the sale itself, but more about the place I was in and the people I was selling to. And the people weren't bad or anything, no discrimination or anything like that, but it was just the way they were living was hard for a salesman like me to sell something. But for the first time viewing any of my videos, please subscribe to me, give this a like, watch my first video. I'll give you a little bit of summary about who I am and basically why I'm even making these videos. And it's just for fun, honestly. It really is just to tell some stories, pass the time, like I'm literally sitting here alone talking to my computer. Maybe gonna play some more Call of Duty as you're watching. I love Call of Duty. But anyways, get to it. If you can guess what I sold, I'll give you about 5 seconds to think about it. So basically, if you guessed, vacuum cleaners, Kirby vacuum cleaners, to be exact. I don't know why I even did that. I thought it was kind of funny. Just to leave an awkward pause for everybody in the middle of the video. But yeah, I sold vacuum cleaners, and it was my first sale alone. I already had one other sale before that, but my manager was with me the entire time, and he pretty much did the sale. I didn't do anything. Absolutely nothing. I would say I probably just unpacked it, set up the vacuum cleaner, did some talking, and then he just interrupted me probably within 5 minutes and then took over and sold it within 30 minutes, which was hilarious. But my first sale, basically just to give you an explanation about how this works, how at least selling Kirby's works is that you're not paid by the hour, so you're commission based, and you run in a van. You have a team leader and a team canvasser, and then how many other seats there are, those are canvassers, just normal people that don't have any authority really, or any jurisdiction basically. But you start at like 8 in the morning and you end at 10 at night. And at least that's when the last person should be getting in the door. If no one's in by 10 at night, then you just kind of pack up and go back to the office and then go home, you know. But I've had some late night ones until like 3 in the morning, 3 a.m., you know, kind of thing, and those were hard. But basically, you have to go door to door canvassing, which is basically trying to get a salesman into the door, and that, you know, requires a lot of, I would say, finesse and compromising with people. But I didn't set the appointment for myself basically, so I got a call from my team canvasser, and she told me to stop what I was doing, knocking at whatever door I was about to knock. They're gonna pick me up, send them my location. So I sent them my location, and like the team leader and the team canvasser come and pick me up, and they drive me to this house. And literally from the outside of the house, it's a junkyard. Straight up, not kidding. You can even tell there's a house. There was literally compact cars stacked on top of each other, trailers on top of each other, huge industrial trash can bins stacked on top of each other, and it was ridiculous. I honestly gotta admit, it was insane. I couldn't even tell where the yard began and ended, or if there was even a sidewalk, or if he had a mailbox. He had a bunch of cute dogs running around, which was hilarious. Instantly when I got there, I didn't know what they were. I thought they were junkyard dogs, so I kind of jumped. I was like, holy crap, you know? And yeah, it was kind of funny. So my team canvasser was the one who set up the appointment for me to go in, and she's just telling me instantly, these people are gonna buy the vacuum cleaner. They'll buy it. Don't worry, you'll be good. Just, you know, clean the floor like I told them you would do, and just do what I told them you would do, you know, and you'll be fine. You don't even have to talk. She told me, which I thought was weird. So, you know, didn't know what to think. So we finally get to the door after it looked literally, not kidding, it looked like a pick and pull place for your car. Like, pushed some car doors over, went through a car itself that was like had all the doors ripped off just to get to the door. Jumped over a few cages that were filled with dogs. I don't even know why, which seemed a little messed up. And I don't know why, but I had no idea what was going on. And then when we got to the door, it said, "Don't ring the doorbell, exposed wires," which was hilarious. And I even asked my team canvasser, "How did you do it last time?" And she's like, "I sat here knocking for like 5 minutes until someone finally came to the door." And luckily the door was open when we finally reached the door, basically. It was like kind of open, but we still knocked. We knocked and they opened up the door, and this guy's in a wheelchair. And I'm straight up, first thing in my head is, who the heck in a wheelchair is going to buy a vacuum cleaner? Like, really, that's not ethical to sell someone a vacuum cleaner that physically can't use it. Like, he could not use it. He was even missing some fingers, and it was not a good show. But yet this guy was so nice. He was incredible. He was so nice, and it was just weird. And this is why people hate door-to-door salesmen, and this is why I honestly don't know. This is what makes me question why I should even be in it. But just selling that to that person in general who had no legs is just like, man, that's to me hard to think about why he bought it. What was the purpose? I guess to vacuum. And Kirby does everything. It's a air blower. It's not trying to sell one. I hate them. I hated it. Heavy. They're heavy too, which doesn't make sense. But they do almost everything. So I don't know. Maybe he had another purpose for it. I had no idea, and he knew about it. And it was kind of funny because I didn't even have a floor space when I first got in there, and my team canvasser left. First got in there, and I asked the guy in the wheelchair, like, "Okay, where am I cleaning?" And he's like, "Right there." And there's just literally junk everywhere, like cat litter box, whiskey bottles, beer bottles, round table pizza boxes that I remember. Just a bunch of crap everywhere, which was really funny. And I'm like, "Okay." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, just move all that stuff around." And literally, I couldn't move anything around because every inch of the floor was taken up. It was hoarder's paradise inside. Just as it looked from outside, it looked the same in the inside. It was insane. And I don't know, I'm kind of going on a rant and out of order, but basically, I'm trying to stay in order. But I get into the house, and I'm like, okay, so I clear a little path, and no kidding, it's probably like less than 2 feet wide, and a long strip, like very long. I got enough space to get it long, at least show him enough. And by the way, with Kirby's, you keep the vacuum cleaner until you sell it, so you have to unpack it. And if you don't sell it when you're demoing inside, and you got inside the home and everything, you gotta repack it and clean it completely with disinfectant and whatnot, because other people's dangerous. And it's a whole process, so you don't want that. And they're heavy, and you can't ruin the box they come in because they're supposed to look new, right? And yeah, you could go through like 15 houses and not sell one. And mine was pretty rugged looking, because I remember on training day, trying to learn how to open up the boxes and whatnot. I tore up one of the boxes completely. I was an idiot. I am so bad at opening packaging. So this didn't look new. And I'm trying to clean this space, and this guy in the wheelchair is watching the entire time, and he hasn't said a word since I asked him, where am I supposed to clean, really? And then he straight up just tells me how much is the machine. And I'm just like, I don't know. I mean, I can of course bargain with you, but I asked him, why does he even need this? And he's like, "Oh, I have a wife. She'll do it." And lo and behold, somewhere in that junk old house, there's a woman that came out, and she didn't even know there was a door-to-door salesman in there. When she saw the jersey, she's like, "Oh, my husband hasn't told you about how he used to be a Rainbow's door-to-door salesman," which is another vacuum cleaner. And I look at him, and I'm like, "Really?" And he's like, "Yeah, that was before I lost my legs and in the war." And I'm like, "Oh, which war?" And he was in Vietnam. And I was like, "Oh, dang." And he told me his whole experience. lost his legs in training. He, like literally, before he even got there. So I guess not really. He didn't lose his legs in Vietnam, but he was gonna go to war. But he lost them with a faulty grenade, and somebody threw it, and it backfired. They threw it behind them, and he jumped on it. He pretty much lost everything. He got his arms back on, and he showed me the stitchings, and it was crazy. It's a little personal, but luckily I don't give out names or anything, so no one will ever know. I never even remembered his name, to be honest. But yeah, he told me all about that and his training, which was intense, and I just felt horrible. But he's kept asking me after he told me that story. He's like, I don't want to talk about that sad stuff anymore. I just want to know how much this is. We need a new vacuum cleaner. And he's like, as you can see, I'm redoing the house. I really couldn't tell that because honestly, like, he had crap everywhere, like lights hanging out. He even told me. Well, his wife mentioned it first, and she was like, literally, after I bargained with him for a little bit on the price, right? He asked me about the price, and we got it down to a good 1,200, and he didn't want anything else done. He just wanted to keep talking. He seemed lonely. His wife seemed lonely. They seemed like they just wanted to, and this was 2 years ago, so I was 18, I seemed like I was a kid to them, and they just wanted to talk, and I set up the price, 1,200 for him, something like that, pretty cheap, and we just kept talking, and I neglected my team leader because I didn't want to go any more doors or do any more work. I already got my sale for the day, and I was happy, and the way I was talking with this dude was great. But I remember he wanted to keep showing me the things around the house he was doing, and he's redoing the bathroom, which was so funny because it's only funny because I got hurt, and it didn't hurt bad, and he was devastated because he thought I needed to go to the hospital because I touched the exposed wire, and I just I brushed it, like my shirt just barely caught it, and I was just walking through, and I kind of just felt this weird jolt, like a huge shock, when you get shocked by some static shock from your blanket or whatever. I was rubbing my blanket, but and you get that. But imagine that through your entire body. It's almost like someone hitting you, like tackling you. That's how it felt. But you don't get pushed down to the ground. And then all day long, I kept feeling twitchy. Just a twitch. And that could have been also the really strong coffee his wife kept making me. I drank so much coffee. It was so funny. I got lightheaded and saw black for a second or two. It was gnarly, but I thought that was funny. And then literally, we're just going around this house and he's showing me the bathroom and stuff. There's a hole in the ground. He's like, that's where the new bathroom's going. And not even kidding me, it was the entire floor of the bathroom, maybe a corner. It was looked like the closet he turned into the toilet area, and then the entire floor was gonna be a bathtub. And I'm like, are you putting a pool in here? He's like, that's the idea. So shout out to that guy. That's the big brain moment right there. You just literally step into your bathroom and it's like a pool, some, I don't even know. It's like a kiddie pool, It's so funny though. And I just remember asking him straight up about the junk all over the place, and he told me that he keeps people's junk for them, and he just hoards it, and whatever he can find to give people, he'll just give, which is just honestly amazing. He was telling me a story, quick, I only have a minute left, but a quick story about how he was giving car parts away to all the neighbors around the neighborhood who needed car parts because he just had so many cars and broken down cars that people could pick and pull from, and he didn't charge them a cent, which is crazy, even though he didn't know if it worked or not, but it's just insane how people can do that and just nonstop give. And I think that's why he even bought the machine from me, because he really just liked me and my personality. And I would say it's not a nightmare story, but the house was insane. I got shocked by a live wire. So many dogs. Didn't even get a chance to vacuum. It was literally my first time alone in a home, so I was scared. But anyways, if you like this video, please give it a like. Dislike it. I don't really care. I know I copied you the hardest things. Some ordinary gamers. I mean, I don't really care